Thank you very much for joining me on this Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields tracking this big system, kind of unusual for this time of year, and it could get a name, Vince. We'll wait and see if the Hurricane Center wants to name this. It might become subtropical. It's not going to be truly tropical in nature, but it will act like a tropical storm. I want to get into that and those differences ahead. Now, we've had that surge of moisture right near the Cayman Islands, close to Jamaica, but mainly to the west of Jamaica. We've had some heavier rain, some flooding rain in spots in Belize and the Yucatan and Mexico the last few days. I've been watching over toward Honduras, and here's Nicaragua. So you see this blob here. This is the kind of leftovers of a front. In this area is going to spin up this weekend. It is going to develop some. You see, again, a lot of the moisture in here, and we've had some scattered showers back through the eastern Caribbean. I'll cover all of our forecasts. We'll go island by island just ahead. Now, let me get to the European model with this. It is on track, and this is what I'm seeing. Again, this is very similar to what we do during the hurricane season together. We have this old front this time of year. Sometimes they leave the leftover moisture. That's exactly what we have near Guatemala, Belize, over toward the Cayman Islands, and parts of Cuba. Now, going out in time here, let me show you the setup. All right, this is by the time we get into Friday into Saturday, more moisture building here in the Gulf of Mexico, and you can see this right here. This is a front, so what's going to happen is this front will help to steer this system. This front will move in from the west. That'll draw this system up here into Florida, the Bahamas, Cuba, and eventually near Georgia and the Carolinas in the southeastern U.S. So that's what's kind of steering it, a front working in from the west that will kind of push into this. Then you see it really developing. This is by Saturday, giving you the heads up that we have a severe weather potential, parts of Cuba, northern Bahamas, and Florida. There will be a tornado risk late on Saturday night into Sunday, Florida, Bahamas, northern Bahamas, and parts of Cuba as this moves in. Heavy rain. We're going to see some spots upwards of easily 4 inches of rain or 150 millimeters, 200 millimeters of rain. And then look how this system winds up. It moves up near the Carolinas, acting like a nor'easter. So even some of that beach erosion. But look at the tail end of this. As this lifts through Florida on Sunday, it's going to draw in even more moisture back through Jamaica, parts of central and eastern Cuba, and central and even southern Bahamas as we get into Monday and moving forward Sunday into Monday. And you see the tail of this system, a big tail. So even Haiti and the Dominican Republic, once we get into Monday, we are going to see that rain chance getting higher. This is a really big system. It is going to bring flooding and that severe weather threat. Now, the Gulf of Mexico, water temperatures around 26 degrees Celsius. They backed off. They're mainly in the 70s. So a tropical system feeds off of very warm water. That is not the case. The water is really not warm enough right now in the Gulf of Mexico for true tropical development. Subtropical, what this is feeding off is kind of a difference in air temperatures and in moisture, cold air and warm air. That's what's helping to spin this up. So it's subtropical, not truly tropical in nature. Now here's the American model. The speed of this a little bit different, but generally showing the same thing. So taking it out in time, this is by Friday, and you see that big flare up of rain. And again, this isn't going to move back toward Houston, so it's not moving toward Texas and Louisiana because there's that front. It's going to shift it into this direction. So pulling out in time, this is on Saturday. Severe weather threat starting to build in Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. Across Florida, the tornado threat, same thing. Even some water spouts, tornadoes over water, back toward the northern Bahamas, severe weather threat into Cuba, and then this lifts up toward the Carolinas, and you see the tail end of that, increasing the chance of some rain in Jamaica as we get into Sunday and even into Monday. Now, you could find it here with me. This is tracking the winds as we go out in time. The wind tracker showing this spin up right here. This is by Friday. Look at that white shading there. Those are winds of 80 kilometers an hour, 50 miles per hour. So a sprawly system, a subtropical system, sometimes it does get a name. We'll see if they name it, but it's kind of has a wider swath of wind. So you see a lot of this white shading in here, kind of wider winds. A truly tropical system. The strong winds are confined to the center. So you see again a big area of the southeast U.S. all the way down through Cuba, all the way back toward the Yucatan of Mexico. We could have some of those winds of 50 miles per hour or 80 kilometers an hour out of this system as it starts to work in. So it is going to be a larger system, a big wind maker, but watching out very carefully for that severe weather threat with it. Now, as far as the names go, the next name on the list is Vince. Vince. And we still use this, it's not the hurricane season anymore, but if there is a named system, we still use this year's list of names. It's not until the new year that we get into next year's list of names. There are 2 names left on the list this season. Now, the seas are going to build. I know we've got a lot of captains, a lot of boaters on this channel, so watching those seas really building. This here in feet, 17 feet, upwards of 20 feet. This is on Friday, Gulf and on the Atlantic side, and then look what happens as this builds further. We're going to see some of the seas over 20, upwards of 25 feet off the coast of the Carolinas and Georgia by the time we get into Sunday. So those seas are really going to be building. Short term, spotty showers, Antigua, Barbuda, Montserrat, Saba, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana. Could even see a couple spotty showers across the ABC Islands as we go into today and tomorrow. But watching Belize, Honduras, still some rain around. Jamaica, the scattered showers that will be around Jamaica. The rain chance will be going up the next few days. And then we'll be watching this system really developing Thursday into Friday, tomorrow into Friday. And that will draw in more moisture, even Cuba back through the Dominican Republic as we get into the upcoming weekend in early next week. So Belize, our rain chance, it's going to stay on the high side. Keep me posted in the comments. Same thing, Yucatan and Mexico, watching out for some areas of flooding, the high chance of rain. A 40% chance today, but up to a 50 to 60% chance by the end of the week in Jamaica. Same thing in the Cayman Islands. We're going to see that rain chance getting higher. 30 to 40% chance in St. Lucia. I'm showing you some of the spotty showers. Isolated in nature in Barbados, picking up some by Friday. Rain chance Trinidad and Tobago, not all day stuff, but scattered showers will be around. Grenada, about a 30 to 40% chance. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a 30 to 40% chance. And seeing some of those spotty showers in Martinique. As we work our way toward Dominica, rain chance kind of isolated, passing variety of a shower, 30% chance today in Guadeloupe. Antigua and Barbuda, a 20 to 30% chance, and we're looking at a 20 to 30% chance St. Kitts and Nevis and Montserrat. Isolated showers possible, Anguilla and St. Bart's, no big area of rain. St. Martin, Saba, and Statia the next couple days, about a 20% chance, up to a 40% chance on Friday in Puerto Rico. Could be higher this weekend as this system lifts up to the north. Same thing over toward the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. Rain chance will eventually pick up some as we get into the weekend. Dominican Republic, the rain chance will get higher this weekend. And in Haiti, while we're mainly dry the next couple days, rain chance will bump up. 50% chance across the Bahamas. Again, I've been highlighting the differences, northern versus central and southern Bahamas. Cuba, starting in our western zone, seeing rain, and then eventually moving across. Turks and Caicos, rain chance 30% the next couple. Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire, an isolated shower. Thank you for keeping me posted in the comments. Have been letting me know about some of the showers we've had. Bermuda, just seeing these fronts kind of hanging out, keeping that rain chance elevated. Costa Rica, 30% chance. And as we get toward Guyana, a 50% chance today, a 50% chance in Suriname, 40% chance by tomorrow, and looking at a 30% chance in northern Venezuela. So all eyes on the immediate flood threat, parts of Mexico and Belize, then watching the southeast United States, Cuba, and the northern and central Bahamas for severe storms possible and additional flooding, and then watching the tail end of the system that will bring a higher chance of rain to Jamaica, parts of Cuba, and as we get into Haiti and the Dominican Republic, we have a lot to cover. I'll be going over your comments throughout the day. Thank you for sharing this channel and have a good rest of your day.